You guys, sorry. What are you doing, Chrome? You guys, where do I put my, hold on. You guys see those cabinets? Yeah, Andy made those cabinets. I'm back inside of Andy's shop. Andy's not here right now. He left me alone in this whole shop by myself to do whatever I wanted in. So tonight we're gonna empty the entire back of my van. We're gonna pull the cabinets out of the back. We're gonna gut it. We're gonna take out everything from underneath my bed, and we're gonna take some measurements. Why are you doing that? Good question. I'm glad you asked. Because Andy came by and came to buy. Andy. Maybe we should. We're not gonna go back that far. Andy came by the little gathering at Madison and Rayner's place, and I was like, hey, Chrome, why don't you come back to my shop and let's finish off the back of your van. So we're gonna be doing kind of stuff like that, but in the back of it. So let's hit a time lapse and go gut this van. I'm a little bit worried about pulling this cabinet out because the board that you see right here, this is the main thing that was holding this thing in snug and tight. It is moving around, so I think this cabinet's staying in okay. All right, so as you can tell, it dropped down a little bit. There's a bracket down the inside corner here that broke when I was going down one of my side roads, and the cabinet shifted down a little bit. So I propped this board underneath there to hold it against here. And it worked. As I pull this out, I want you guys to see what has happened to the home furnishings being in my van for just about 2 years. As soon as you get it out of being bolted, it's flimsy, but on the bright side, they lasted me through as far as they did, and I was happy with my cabinets. But I am super stoked about finishing the back of my van off. Andy, thank you. For those that are new around the channel, I live in a 2004 Ford E250 extended version. The extended means that the back half of my van is 2.5 feet longer than a regular version. Right about here is where the regular version of the van stops. So pretty much on that side of my hand is the extended version, meaning I got a fair amount of extra space, but this is where my bed ends. I live in the regular size version of the van. The back half of this has ended up just being, well, a garage. There is a ton of room back here. That's a huge amount of space. Just measure that. We got 19 inches. 19 by what, 52 inches, however wide the van is, all is a big garage. The whole area back here has been a little bit of a problematic spot for quite some time. I remember about a year ago I made a video and I drew out what I was thinking back here. It's been a frustrating part of the van because I had a tendency of just throwing things in the back. Anytime Cruz had any extra toys, in the back. Shoes, right in the back all the time. And I'd open my door and I'd have shoes falling out, and it was never a really proud part of my van. So now I'm excited to be able to open up the back doors and just have everything look clean and tidy. Everywhere's got a spot to put stuff, nowhere to stack things, and yeah, just so pumped up. So what's going on back here is we're going to be building this cabinet down. We're going to be building a floor on this side. So the floor will go across here and then back up the other side. So the reasoning for the 10-inch little bottom here is I want to put my cooler on top of it. So let me show you. This is only 6 inches tall. I want to leave about a 10 inch or 11 inches high off of here. So I know none of this is going to make sense, but on the bottom here, there's going to be about a 10-inch open area down here. And I'm either gonna buy bins to put in it, or Andy might build a cabinet. I'm not really sure what's gonna go on. Me and Andy are actually gonna sit down and talk about all this stuff tomorrow. But so yeah, it'll be a flat deck all the way across that will connect to the cabinet that'll go up here right to the very roof. So this cabinet will come down about there. This cabinet here will go up about there, all the way up to the edge, only leaving like maybe about 3 inches on either side of this here. The great thing about having this sit on the deck is that if I ever decide to add a fridge or make any changes to how I cool or refrigerate my food, I've got the space to do it. Originally, me and Andy were talking about building a nice enclosure for this, so all this would be covered with all the nice fancy wood with the little CNC stuff in it. But then I started to think about, well, what if I change my cooler? What if my fridge is bigger than the space we made for this, or smaller than the space we made for this? So just having the deck across there, I think is gonna be the best option. Another reason why I wanna lift this up so high is, well, this makes for a really good height for me, right? But if I put this any lower, then I won't be able to open this from the inside of the van. So right now with the cooler facing backwards, I can't open it. Once these doors are shut, it doesn't leave me enough room to get my hand in here to unlatch this open. So if I have this up at about 10 inches high, and in the wintertime, flip my cooler around so the handles are on the inside, I can access them here from the bedside in the winter. Then in the summertime, super easy, pick the cooler up, flip the cooler around, slide her back in, and then I have access to it from the outside, which is primarily how I access my cooler anyway, is from the outside. So in the summertime, I don't mind reaching the back door open, pushing it open, grabbing the cooler open from the inside, grabbing my beer, shutting the cooler, pulling the door shut, no problem. So, but that's why we're gonna do this. I know none of this is making any sense. It probably doesn't make any sense. Is this making any sense? All right, so let's use this dirt here to show you, see if this will work. Can I draw on this? I'll use my finger. So this is the bottom of my van. So this cabinet's gonna come down, go across, come back up to the big wall unit that I have on this side. So this will be the wall unit over here. It's gonna go across the bottom and up the other side to the roof. So this is looking in the back doors. So I'm gonna be putting my cooler here. It's probably gonna be wider than that. So this will be my cooler. Make sense? And down here, I'm not sure if we're gonna be putting 2 drawers in here with the little bubble things on them, so it looks like the front. Sorry, this is horrible drawing. Makes sense? So it looks like the inside cabinets. Then on this side, we'll probably do the same thing just to make it all look like it's matching. But there will be a cubby hole up here. So there's gonna be no hinges, no hardware on here. Then inside here will be a shelf, probably another cubby hole, right? So I can be able to throw things in there. Cubby hole meaning like the one that's on that cabinet back there. See, it's got the hole cut in there, so I can just throw things in it. But that will be the plan for the back of the van, keeping everything so when you look in it, you open it up, it looks super, super clean. I have a 4-foot by 6-foot double-sized bed, and underneath it is just plastic bins full of storage. Now that I've got the bins out of the van, it's making me realize that I kind of have a lot of things. Look at it all. All of that fits underneath my bed. What I've done is screwed down this little angle iron that I got at Home Depot. This keeps my bins in the back of the van from coming back too far. So I can just shove them all the way to the back and I don't have to worry about them coming too far in and all the way through. So before I had this in here, I used these little eye hooks. I ran a little black bungee cord across there and that worked, but I found that they still had a little bit of a play. So that's when I bolted this thing down. Now they're all fully secure. Sure nice to see you. Come on, join the party, Cruz. You've been sleeping inside of Andy's office all evening. Where are we, buddy? Andy's coming back tomorrow. Yeah, he is, buddy. Well, as the music's been playing, I've been listening to this awesome trance mix on Spotify. Trance 2019. Ooh, so good. And I forgot to turn my camera on and I got busy. This is why I don't do what's the word I'm looking for? How-to videos or tutorial videos. I don't do them well because once I get in this zone, forget about remembering to record. Boom! Look what's missing. You see the square where my propane heater was. I moved the propane heater to the inside on the bottom. Ah, so awesome. I just finished letting it run for about a half an hour just to make sure everything works out great. It's awesome. The Olympian heaters don't require any space on the bottom. They need clearance on the side by like 4 inches or something. So there's lots of clearance over here. And even with my desktop on top of here, it still has the exact amount of clearance that the heater recommends and requires, which is 16 inches. And it has that right here. So everything's gonna work out awesome. The reason why I needed to move this is because before this was firing over here, kind of nowhere. At least having it here that he can heat up my feet while I'm editing and then rise into the house and my fan in the back there can circulate it around the van. I'm pretty excited about that. You hear that music? Whoever's beside us here has been jamming out to like the most eclectic mix of music tonight. Every time I shut my laptop off, I'm like, what are they listening to? So we're gonna end this one. My brain is sitting here going, let's just go watch Netflix. I have some chips and salsa in there and just want to sit and just eat and feed that inner fat kid. Oh my goodness. It's been kind of fun to be in here. Andy, thank you for giving me the space to work on my van here tonight. And I'm super excited to see what's to come with my van build. Andy has honestly changed my life. He has changed my entire van life. Having custom built cabinets are something that you couldn't put into words. How beautiful it feels to open those drawers, or how awesome it feels every time you open up those van doors. If you've been around my channel, you know that I started in debt with nothing. I literally had plastic cabinets and that's it. And now look at me. It's amazing when you wake up in the morning and you're like, is this really my van? Is this really my house? I wouldn't be this far in my van build if it wasn't for people like Andy in my life. So Andy and John, John's the guy who built the other cabin on the other side. Thank you guys so much for offering me your guys' expertise, because my van build would still be super simple if it wasn't for people like you in my world. So I'm forever thankful, whatever. Thank you guys. It means the damn world to me. And pretty excited to see what's to come in the back of my van. But I want to talk to you before we go about your van build and about me. Because some of you, we're growing pretty fast on the channel. I know some of you don't know a lot about my van or me. I started very, very simple in my van. I was broke, I was in debt. And I just did what I could to get started. Plastic cabinets, cooler I bought on Craigslist, and hung my clothes up, no insulation. And then, like everything else, just like your guys' van build is going to, it's going to evolve. Start simple. And the great thing about starting simple is you will start to learn what you need and what you don't need. Don't start van life with piling everything you could dream about in your van. Seriously, buy a van, throw a blanket on the floor, and get started. And then a month from there, add something to your van. A month after that, add something else to your van. And continually do that until your van looks like mine. This has been 2 years in the making, and look at today. Over 2 years, and we're still making changes in the van. That comes from making changes as you can afford to make changes. You don't need those big fancy builds to get started. All you need is a van, you, and some courage, and the open road, and that is it. Don't stress about the little things, you guys. All you need is a damn van. Period. You already own everything else you need to start van life in your house right now. Keep the necessities, get in your van, and get started. Super, super simple. I don't want to see you guys get worried and stressed out because you think this is necessary. It's not necessary. What's necessary is that big monstrosity of a van, or a little van, or a box van, or a bus, whatever your deal is. Thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. I care about you. So easy on the whole van build stuff, guys. Stress, you don't need it. Breathe a little. This van life is very easy. It's no different than you living in your apartment right now. So many people, this is gonna turn out long. I gotta stop talking. Don't overthink it. Keep it simple.